Okay, last time where we left off is we created the HSRP session. What we're going to do next is create the FortiGates, turn them on, create a high availability between them, and then basically view them on the front end. We'll also configure them from the front end as well. So let's just connect them up quickly. We want a connection on port 10 for high availability. Then we want let's do port 6 down here, port 6 down here, port 7 down cross. Okay. Start. As you know, FortiGates are a little bit different than Cisco. So we're going to have to run a few different commands to get them up and running. Console. Luckily they're fast and boot up. Console. Okay. Admin. I think it's config system interface. Edit. Port 1. Okay. According to this, firewall is okay. Yeah, firewall 1 is 110. Set IP 10.0.0.110. Damn it. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Set mode static. Okay. Set IP. Set allow access. And I want HTTPS ping SSH HTTP. All of the access. Okay. Show end. Okay, so I need system config interface. Those two, then I need this one for 11. Yeah. Set mode static and set allow access. And okay. Ping 10.0.0.1110. Okay, that looks good. 111. That looks good. Okay, let's bring up two nice pages. /10.0.0.110. This is 111. Okay. Admin. Okay, this is fine. It can happen. Let's just reboot this one first. Confirm. Then we reboot this one. Confirm. To validate that they are basically getting there. Not taking too long. System is rebooting. That's great. The serial numbers. The serial numbers have to differ. So just be careful when you're duplicating a device in GNS3. A lot of times, what ends up happening is it duplicates the serial number as well. And then you can't get stuff working with it. Okay. System settings. FW1. Currently, I am in this region. Idle timeout is going to be 480. Apply. W2. Your time zones are quite important for HA, so don't get that wrong. Okay, HA and HA. Okay, this one first. This one is going to be its active passive. Priority, higher priority is more likely to become, so we're going to do a 130 here. Group name is going to be firewall. Copy. The heartbeat interface is the last interface. We set it to 10. That's pretty much it for now. Okay, this is active passive, also firewall, and then this is heartbeat interface of that. Now the waiting game begins, which seems to have worked quite quickly. Now, technically, a lot of times this becomes like an inactive thing. You can't reach it on this IP anymore because it's not the active host. So, as you can see, the active host is now here. Master, slave. So that's why I'm reaching this one. Okay, now we're going to go to network interface. So port 1. Actually, I don't want to change anything on port 1 just yet. That might just cause problems. Here. FortiGate port 2 and port 3 is going to be in that switch. So we're going to create a new interface It's going to be of type software switch, and the members are port 2 and port 3. When soft switch role is a WAN, we will only allow that. Okay, then we're going to create a new interface, a VLAN interface, which is port WAN soft switch, the one we just created. This is going to be a WAN VLAN 10, and it is of VLAN 10. It is role of WAN. VLAN 10 is going to be just 10.10.10. Let's just call it .253/24, because the HSRP gateway is 254. Okay. Port 2 and port 3 is in there, that's fine. Let's just check if we can actually read something. Execute ping to. Sure, if we actually configured it that way. Let me quickly check. What was the IP address? Enable show IP int brief 52 exclude unassigned. I was wrong. I need to be in that. So this will not do me any good. I need to change this. Paste. Okay. Let's try this again. Execute ping to 10.255.1.254. We'll have to check why that is not working. It might be due to downlinks. So show CDP neighbors. It's those connections. Show int status. See, this is a problem because the downlinks aren't trunks and they are not allowing the traffic to go through. We'll fix that in a moment. Let's go to Ansible. External switch 1, 2. So here we've got 2 connections. And these connections are, just to confirm again, 1, 2, and 1, 3. 1, 3. I think for logical separation, I'm just going to create a separate one specifically for this so that it doesn't interfere with the other one. So 1, 2 to 1, 3. Then here, we've got these are physical interfaces. We need to look for our VLAN 10 interface. There's the VLAN 10 interface. Okay, so we need to recreate this one after we've actually created the SVI. Because here we're creating the VLAN, there we're creating the SVI. So just ahead of the HSRP config, so let's do that. This is one, 2, and 1, 3. And what I want to see here, basically, I'll show you now. Enable show int status. I want to see these two turn into trunk links on both sides. And then I want to do a show trunk interface. If that's living, show interface trunk. I think it was trunk. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I want to see another interface coming up here as well. So run switch 1, and hopefully nothing fails. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's do show int status. Okay, these have now been configured. They are in trunk mode. If I do show interface trunk on here, I'm seeing all the VLANs are basically being trunked across this. So next one. There, that's now working. Now we can at least communicate with the SVI. Okay. WAN interface. Okay, so that's great. Pre-set up for the next section, I'll show you now what we're doing is these downlinks are going to have the same SVI soft switch. The reason for this is so that you can get a lot of security on layer 3 through the FortiGates, so that the layer 3 is actually being managed through the FortiGates. There is versions where you don't want it and you put the layer 3 SVIs on the switching infrastructure, the routed switching infrastructure, but that's not the aim of this environment. So let's go to the FortiGate. We're going to create another virtual switch. So soft switch, it is LAN soft switch. I can't remember the interfaces. Okay, so it is on FortiGate, it's port 6 and port 7. There is no IP on this. Ping will be allowed on the interface. Considering this is LAN available, I'll probably allow these two as well. Okay. Now, we've gotten a couple of VLANs already here, so 100, 110, 120, 130, and 140. We'll just quickly create them. They are going to come along in this whole bottom area section of the infrastructure. So let's quickly do that. Interface, VLAN. It's LAN soft switch, yes, 100. Are these capital V? Okay, let's just VLAN 110. One 20, 120. And 140. Okay, that is pretty much ready. Yeah, I think that's all for now. Next thing what we'll do is we'll start configuring these switches. They're going to have downlinks to the access switches. I'm not going to build in a distribution layer as well. It's very simple or very similar to what we've done with trunk links on this section. That's why I covered it on this section. And a lot of the modern architectures are going with the 2-tier structure rather than a 3-tier structure. So until further ado, the next one we'll carry on with the Ansible part because that's going to be more specific to iOS.